spent a lot of my teenage years playing arcade games through what I call, affectionately, Leagnoop. Now, that means a lot of emulated arcade games no one played. As such, me being the hipster I am, one of my favorite systems I like to play were games that were on the Neo Geo from SNK. And among these Neo Geo games, there was one particular gem which I constantly went back to that dealt with two samurai who decided to go against a 400-year-old warlord who exclaimed he would return in 400 years, and that there was a madman who would work with him together to rule the world. So, 400 years later, guess what? He came back. This is Sengoku Densho, probably the trippiest game I have ever played in my life. That's a lie, I've played a lot of trippy games, but this is one of the top ones. There are many a days where young teenage me would go over to a friend's house and play this, simply because of the absurdity. So it starts off as a normal beat-em-up, only you get teleported into the sky a lot, and some weird shit happens with enemies turning into ancient Japanese warlords, and there's just chaos everywhere. The bosses all have these little intros where they talk a little too much, and they have some very broken English things to say. And then when they die, they say something again, like I missed, and shrink and fall. My favorite moment is where the warlord berates every one of his minions who failed with the exact same line of dialogue. My friend and I like to think that that line was delivered with an unenthusiastic Sengoku Densho's biggest selling point is the complete absurdity of it all, and the sensory overload, which frequently encompasses every fiber of this game's being. From the Japanese aesthetic, the nonsensical dialogue, to the locations. Like now, you're a backflipping ninja in a city. And now, you're fighting an old lady in the sky. What is this game even? Eventually you reach the final boss. He still speaks some shit about the revival of the madman. You never really get to see the madman. And then, he dies. And we get the story, which makes absolutely no sense. Past souls use their wicked ambition to try to conquer the world. They died. Their dreams come true. Past errors in history would not be repeated. People tend to forget this. As time, they can easily fall into the same trap. We hope this will not lead to the revival of the mad man. So beautiful.